Obituaries are sponsored by Colonial Funeral Home and Stokes Chapel, Fair, Ray, and Perry Spencer Funeral Homes, Boone & Cook Funeral Home and Crematory.
Louise Grace Goodman Broadnax, 91, of Eden, died Monday. The family will be remembering her in private. Perry Spencer Funeral Home in Eden is in charge of arrangements. Private memorial services for Grant Morris of Walnut Cove are today at Perry Spencer Funeral Home in Madison. Funeral services for Brandon Lee Willard are tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Stokesdale Baptist Church, with interment in the church cemetery. The family will receive friends starting at 12:30. Colonial Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Sandra Jane Tilly Smith, 59, of Eden, died Wednesday. Funeral services are tomorrow at 11 o'clock at Boone & Cook Funeral Home, Pastor Sandy Brown officiating, with interment in Evergreen Memory Gardens. The family will receive friends this evening from 6 until 8, and other times at the home of Justin Tilly in Reedsville. She was born in Greensboro and was a homemaker. She was preceded in death by husband Steve Smith. Survivors: daughter Connie Gibbs and husband David, 2 grandchildren, siblings Esther Lawrence and husband Willie, Linda Hopkins and husband Terry, Justin Tilly and wife Tina, Curtis Tilly and wife Karen. Memorial contributions may be directed to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Donald Maurice Jones, 78, died Wednesday. Memorial services will be held Saturday, October 17th at 2 o'clock at Bible Baptist Church in Reedsville, where he was a member. He was a native of Webster County, Kentucky, and retired from Lorillard after many years of service. Survivors: wife Pamela Embry Jones of Reedsville, and son Tony Jones and wife Tina of Madison. Ray Funeral Home is serving the family. Funeral services for Carl Odell Robertson of Stoneville are today at 2 o'clock at Fair Funeral Home, with burial in Ridgeview Memorial Gardens. Graveside services for Catherine Peggy Cannon Bybee of Stoneville are today at 2 o'clock at Shady Grove United Methodist Church Cemetery, Spotsylvania Courthouse, Virginia. Fair Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Funeral services for Robert Glenn Ogburn, Jr. of Stoneville are tomorrow on the grounds of First Baptist Church in Eden, where he was a lifelong member, at 11. The family will receive friends after the service. Fair Funeral Home is serving the family. Barbara Ann Farmer Jeffries, 84, died Tuesday. Graveside services will be held Friday, October 16th at 2 o'clock at Overlook Cemetery. The family will have visitation from 1 until 1:45 at Fair Funeral Home, and the service will be live streamed. She was born in Rockingham County, was retired from the defense industry, and a former member of the Church of the Brethren in Eden. Preceding her in death was husband Douglas Jeffries. Surviving are daughter Rose Marie Jeffries, sons David and Ralph Jeffries of Texas, brothers Paul Farmer, also of Texas, Jack Farmer, Robert Farmer, and Fred Farmer, and sister Linda Youst, 4 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. Graveside memorial services for Robert Lee Franklin, 81, are tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Berry Hill Cemetery. Fair Funeral Home is serving the family. Graveside memorial services for Bobby Jean Robertson, 86, will be held Thursday, October 15th at 1 o'clock at Overlook Cemetery. Fair Funeral Home is serving the family. Healing begins at Roselawn Memorial Gardens, Ashley Loop, Reedsville, and at Reedlawn Cemetery, Barn Street, Reedsville. Follow us on Facebook.